Welcome to day 4 of the 7-day chakra challenge. We're almost there. Day 4 is for the heart chakra or Anahata chakra. Let's begin in child's pose, knees wide, feet together, and sitting back on the heels, lowering your forehead to the mat, shoulders down the back, fingers coming to touch, or bringing your hands down by your feet, whatever's more comfortable for you, or if you have any other modifications you want to try. Go ahead and do that. We'll take a few breaths here. Getting into our safe space. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders to press yourself up. And come to hands and knees, bringing your knees underneath your hips. Let's lower your chest and body down to the floor, squeezing your elbows into you. And point your toes, straightening your legs. Hands come underneath your shoulders and press yourself up just your chest. Opening your chest forward, trying to keep your neck in line with the spine so as not to lift the chin and look back, overextending the cervical spine. Maybe your gaze is just forward of your mat. And lower down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and lift up, pulling the chest forward, extending the toes back behind you, opening the heart forward. Exhale, release. And adjusting your hands back a little bit if you need to, pressing all the way up to up dog, straightening the arms, still lengthening the feet back behind, opening the heart, and keeping your neck neutral. Knees to the mat and sending your hips backward. Step or carry your right foot forward, coming into low lunge with one hand on each side. And you can find a little movement here, finding the fluidity for that sacral chakra. If you want to open up the foot, give you some space. And now let's make it a little more solid, squaring up the hips, engage the core, and lengthen the spine. Tuck the back toes, push up with the back foot and bring your foot closer so you shorten your stance, pressing the heel down into the floor, bending in the front knee, coming into the warrior one stance, squaring up the hips, and then walking up the leg to come to a standing position, nice and tall, squaring the hips, lifting, lengthening up through the spine. Inhale the arms forward and up, reaching tall with the fingertips and still grounding down into the floor. Breathing, confident, steady. Now step your left foot up to your right foot and inhale as you press tall, push into the floor. And exhale, folding forward, bent knees. Let's hang out here in Uttanasana. Let's surrender to gravity. A lot of surrender and release happening with the heart. So bend in the knees. You can find a little movement by walking the feet out or bending one knee and then the other. You can shake out your head, trying to release tension in your neck. Grab your elbows if you want. If you want to straighten your legs, that's totally cool too. But having a nice deep bend feels really nice as well. Always breathing, no matter what you decide to do. Stepping the right foot back with one hand on either side of the left foot, dropping the right knee to the floor, coming into the low lunge for the left side. Go ahead and find that movement, fluidity. Open up the foot if that feels good. But make sure if you did the other side that way, you do this side too. And now walk that foot back in. Square up those hips, engage the core, and lengthen the spine. Breathe. Tuck the back toes and push away from the floor to shorten your stance. Now press down with the back foot, bending in the front knee. Square up the hips and walk up your front leg. Hips are still squaring, lifting up through the abdomen, lengthening the spine all the way up through the top of the head. Inhale the arms forward and up. Shoulders are going down the back. Standing tall and confident. Warrior one. Step your right foot up to the left. Push down and grow tall. Inhaling up. And as you exhale, bend the knees, fold forward into Uttanasana. And again, just find what feels good for a couple of breaths. Now with your hands on the floor, heel toe your feet out so your toes may come to hang off the mat, and then bend your knees deeply as you take your hips towards the ground. And you don't want to hang out way down here. Engage your legs and pull up from the pelvic floor to hold your body up. Hands in prayer, pressing the knees open and pressing into your knees or into your elbows with your knees. If you need a little help here, you can totally take a block or a pillow, sit it right underneath your sits bones to assist in that area. Lengthening tall through the top of the head, rooting down through the feet, engaging that pelvic floor, lifting up tall. Take your hands behind you and you can sit down, or if you're already on a block like me, just adjust so that the bottoms of your feet are together and your knees are falling open. And we lift up tall. You can hang on to your toes, ankles, or shins, whatever feels good. And just sit up tall, trying to relax in those hip flexors or hip creases. Breathe. I find that every time I exhale, it's kind of like a release, and my knees fall just a tiny bit lower with every breath. Now inhale, lift up tall, and exhale, walk your fingers out. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, chest forward. Breathing all the time. One more breath. And bring it back up. Hands to the backs of the knees. Close and come to lie down. You can grab onto the hamstrings and use that resistance to lower all the way down. Press your feet into the floor, lift your hips and move them away from your shoulders. Lower one foot at a time and turn the palms up on the floor. Close your eyes and surrender to the floor. Allow it to support you. I'll say a few Anahata affirmations now. You can just listen and absorb or repeat them in your head or out loud, whatever you need right now. I am full of compassion. I am forgiving of myself and others. Love flows freely in my life. I am full of compassion. I am forgiving of myself and others. Love flows freely in my life. Remain there with your eyes closed as I read you a card that I'm going to pull right now. Grief. Grief is love without a place to go. The legend: Penelope meets Pickle, the puppy, when she's at college. They go through everything together. When the day comes much later for Mother Earth to call Pickle home, he dies in Penelope's arms. Her friends are hard on her, suggesting that she should just get over her pet's death. Penelope knows she loved Pickle deeply and is simply in grief. Loving Pickle was worth every moment of sadness. When she is ready, she will love again. Inspiration: Penelope and Pickle remind us that what we reveal, we can heal. So give yourself time, you will love again. If you honor your pain, it will change your life. Personal inquiry: is lingering grief preventing me from progress? What can I see in my heart? And remember, grief doesn't have to just be about a death. It could be the loss of anything that you were holding in your heart. Even just an idea that is no longer possible. Key ideas: feeling grief, healing process, missing someone or something, being afraid of sadness or being unafraid of sadness. Love is on the horizon. The key words are love, commitment, and vulnerability. Tuck your knees into your chest. Roll to the right side and push yourself up with your left hand. Coming to a comfortable seated position. And when you're there, bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Just open up your fingers, cupping your hands, keeping the pinkies and the thumbs touching, making a flower in bloom. This represents your heart open. Now close your eyes. Allow cleansing white light to wash over you. Invite someone you miss into the light. Feel the happiness this moment provides. Tell them how much you miss them and let them tell you the same. Now let them go and create space for another visit if you wish. For now, take your hand to your heart and the other hand to your belly. Feel your heart beating under your hand and feel your breath under the other. Allow your breath to fuel you and let your heart move you. Hands back to prayer, dipping your chin, blink your eyes open. And look up slowly. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.